Cool. All right. Hey, what's up? So here's my wife joining me. So I'm here to tell you that maybe you have a situation where you have a cycle in your life where you keep getting fired from a job because you can't hold it down because you can't be on time. Well, my suggestion to you is find the thing that's making you not be on time. Maybe you're oversleeping. Well, you might be oversleeping because you keep staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning. Go to bed. You know, a lot of times there are behaviors that we might not be aware of until we get some wisdom, but there's behaviors that we're doing that that sometimes can help us defeat our own success. So what you have to do is you ask God for wisdom, and then you find the thing. Step 2, find the thing that is feeding your cycle and starve it. That means you change your behavior. Hey, doing great. When am I coming to Cape Town? I think next February. Number 3, write down 5 things that you have learned from the last time that you were in this situation. So this is important. I'm a big believer in learning the principle. My wife knows this. I always ask our kids, like, okay, I understand, we messed up, we missed it here, but tell me what you learned.
Right.
Because it's okay to mess up. But what is an issue is not to learn anything from our mistakes. Right. And so what I suggest, how to break the cycle, step 3, write down 5 things that you learned from the last time you were in this situation. Because we're trying to discover the principle here. Sometimes there's a key thread, there's a principle, and sometimes when we write stuff down, we start to see it for what it is. Like, oh, wait, this is the behavior, this is something I'm doing, this is a situation I always seem to find myself in. And so when are you coming to France? I don't know. We got to get there sometime soon. We're praying for you, though, for sure. And so, number 4, get good counsel. This is important. You got to have some good folks in your corner. In a multitude of counselors, there is safety. It says in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 22, plans go wrong for lack of advice, but many advisors bring success. You got to have some good people in your corner sometimes because, sometimes you can't see a situation for what it is. Sometimes it's hard for you to see the cycle for what it is. And so when you get good mentors, good teachers, if you're younger, you got parents, and different people that you look up to, pastors and leaders, different people that you might look up to that will help you identify different cycles because they have a perspective that's different from yours. And a lot of times, you might be so close to a situation that your perspective is can't see everything. If I'm looking at you this closely, I'm all up in the camera, then I might not be able to see everything that's over here and everything that's over here because my perspective is different. And so when you get good counsel, they help you get a better perspective on your cycle and on your situation.
Amen.
That's right?
Yeah. What I see, with 1 is trust God, give it to God.
That's right.
2 is find the root, is what, the root.
That's right.
Like you had said, if you can't get up, if you get late, get to work late, you might be getting up too late. If you're getting up too late, perhaps you're getting to bed too late. But perhaps you're getting to bed too late because you're doing something else. Like you're on social media, and just, a little tip, extroverts, social media, that wakes you up at night. An introvert can get on social media and it won't affect their sleep. But an extrovert, you can be tired, ready to go to bed. If you hit that social media right before bed, you're going to wake up. You're going to give yourself mental energy.
Right.
So maybe you're lonely. So maybe you're lonely and that's why you're doing it. And so maybe the root is lonesomeness. And so you need to, or loneliness. And so you need to do something that fights that root.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you said 4, get good counsel. I think that's good.
And so, and I'm going to get to those questions in just a second. And so check this out. So we got 1 through 4. Pray is number 1 and ask God for wisdom. Number 2, find the thing that is feeding your cycle and starve it. Number 3, write down 5 things that you've learned from the last time you're in the situation. Number 4, get good counsel. Good counsel is important. Good wisdom, good advice from those that you trust. Number 5, we got 2 more points left. Number 5, don't take the bait of thinking that you're always a victim. You cannot ever change in your life until you take what's in your life you can't change until you take responsibility for your life. That means that if your success is always in someone's hands, then your failure will always be someone else's fault. because it's always somebody else who has the ability to say if you succeed or don't. And so you can't take the bait of thinking that you're a victim. And I say it's bait because it's always there as an option. Like, well, this person kept me up. We go with the story of, missing work. Well, this person kept me up late at night with their problems, talking to me on the phone. Whoa. That might be what it is. But you had every opportunity to end that call. Or say, hey, I can't be late to work again. I got to get to sleep. I'm going to have to call you back tomorrow. I'm here to tell you that no one can stop you from being successful except you. No one can stop you from reaching your destiny except you. And so you can sometimes be your own worst enemy if you don't find those destructive cycles and then break those destructive cycles. But I'm here to tell you that you also can be your own best advocate, and that as God gives you wisdom, you can understand what to do to change those things. And so you are not a victim. You're a victor. And you have victory in every situation. But you got to remember, you can't take the bait. Don't eat the bait. All right? So number 5. And number 6, last point. Do the one thing that you don't want to do. And what do I mean by this? I had a situation, I remember back when I was at Oral Roberts University. I was an undergrad, and I was growing closer to God. And this is before I received my call into ministry. But I was growing closer to God, and I really wanted to just be used by God. But I had this one issue, sin. This one little issue was sin. I kept sinning and and habitually sinning, and I didn't want to do it. And I didn't want to do it, but yet I kept doing the thing that I didn't want to do. And this is the revelation I found, and this was my revelation, is one day I was riding through the parking lot. And I think I was listening to somebody rap. I mean, it might have been a Jay-Z album or something. And I was listening to it. And he said a line, he rapped a line. And I think it got to me because it was the thing that I was struggling with the night before. And I was like, now why am I listening to this talk about something that I'm trying to overcome?
Telling you to do it.
And yeah, it's kind of telling me to do it. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I started to think about it, and I said, this stuff that I'm listening to is training me and telling me to do something that I'm trying not to do. And it was the revelation that came to me as I asked God for wisdom. I said, what to do? And he told me to separate myself from the things that were trying to influence me to do the wrong things that I didn't want to do. And so the right thing for me was, even it was hard, but I took a lot of that music that I had that went against the things that I was trying to do. And back then we didn't have digital music; we had CDs. And I took all those CDs and I just trashed them. And I did the one thing that I started to kind of feel like I don't need to do it. Come on, that's over the top. That's excess. That's
you try to talk yourself out of something. It's a little painful though.
I don't have to do all that. But the one thing that I didn't want to do, I needed to do in order to seal the change. And sometimes that one thing that you don't want to do, but you need to do, is the thing that helps solidify change for you and helps really make that change stick and make that change real. So it might be you need to cut off somebody. It might mean that you need to come off this. It might mean that you need to change a situation drastically by cutting, going somewhere else, going to a different environment.
But it's hard. It's hard.
It is hard.
And so if you feel like you're ready to make a change, expect a little pain. For those of us that have worked out, you really don't see those changes, like what you want to see, the changes in your body that you want to see, or even the strength that you want to get, until there's a level of pain and like real discomfort there. So you have to know this is going to be painful. It's like someone who's trying to change their eating habits. You're going to be hungry, and hunger sometimes hurts a little. But but if you need to do it, you have to say this pain. Like some people, that's when they give up, is when they feel that pain of hunger. But you have to say, no, this is a normal pain. I'm supposed to feel this pain. But the more that I ignore the pain or I fight through the pain, then the less I'll feel it. So it was probably painful. Not only did he like the music that he was throwing away, but he spent a lot of money on it. I mean, I'm sure it was probably hundreds of dollars worth of music. But he pushed through the pain, and he got a benefit. He reaped a benefit.
Right. And the benefit was the change that I was trying to make now was much easier to make. And I was able to make that change because I broke free. And often, I want you to hear this if you didn't hear anything else, often we are one decision away from breaking free. A lot of times. Just one decision, one strong, bold decision away from breaking free. And this can be one of the most challenging things about helping people because, me and my wife, we work in ministry, we help people all the time. But one of the most challenging things in ministry is you cannot want it more than the other person wants it. And and this is what I mean.
Thank you.
No matter how bad I want you to change or want to help you change, I can't change for you.
Right.
I can't do it for you. No matter how bad somebody else, we have a youth, no matter how bad they want to change and get out of this cycle, you can't get out the cycle for them.
And you feel like sometimes you tell them what to do. Here's, this problem? No problem. Here, just do this. 1 and 2, steps 1 and 2. That's it. You'll fix your problem and then go away and you see them the next week and they're not doing it. They didn't do any of the steps. And you're like, why? I told you what to do.
Yep,
it's
still
easy.
Stuck in the cycle.
Just do it.
And the best way to change is to decide to change.
Yeah.
Every day is a good day for change. Any day of the week, any time of day, whether it's a rainy day or a snow day, maybe it's a sunny day. Any day of the week is a great day for change. All you have to do is make a decision. You know what? I'm coming out of this cycle. I'm going to break this cycle. I'm out. And so apply the 6 principles, 6 steps we talked about. Pray and ask God for wisdom. 1. 2, find the thing that's feeding your cycle and starve it. 3, 5 things that you've learned. Write down 5 things you learned the last time you were in that situation because we want to find the common principle and apply it. 4, get good counsel. You want to get good people in your corner. 5, don't take the bait of thinking that you are always a victim. You are not always a victim. You are in control of your own success. And last one, but not least, do the one thing that you don't want to do. So I hope that you all enjoyed. I saw a couple questions.
Someone wanted to know what year you graduated.
What year I graduated? I graduated undergrad at ORU in 2007, and then I went to the School of Theology.
Can I say something while you're looking?
Absolutely.
My husband in particular is very good at changing. At you tell him this is a behavior that needs to change, or he decides I'm going to change the behavior, and he remembers and he does it, and it's really not a problem. He doesn't need to enlist the help of others. But some of us are not so good. So actually, you want to and you plan to and you can, but then you forget or something like that, or just whatever makes it difficult. And I said it to say, if that's you, then get someone, he said get good counsel, but enlist the help of others. Some people who are going to be on your side, not ones who are negative and think you're not going to be able to do it, ask them to help you. Ask them to remind you to do the thing or not to do the thing. If you say, hey, I'm going to start getting up at this time, but I need to get to bed by 11. Can you help me by checking on me at night, every night around, 10:45 and ask if I'm getting ready for bed? Whatever it is. Now, you can't blame not being able to do it on others, but at the same time, some of us just do a lot better when we have a friend on our side.
Yeah. I had one question here. I don't know if you're still on. What about the cycle of constant health issues? Sometimes you can't always find the root. Well, it depends on what that health issue is. I was in the health field and got my bachelor's degree in health and exercise science. And a lot of times there is a root. And sometimes you might need help from different health professionals trying to find it. But a lot of times we're our own worst enemy in health. It's not the fact that we don't know what the problem is, and that happens sometimes too. Like they can't diagnose, they don't know what the issue is. But a lot of times when it comes to our common health, we can find a diagnosis for what's wrong, or at least what we need to improve. But the hardest thing is not finding the diagnosis. The hardest thing is doing the thing that they say you need to do to actually improve your health, the actual discipline part. And so, but I believe you can do it, and I believe you will do it. So I appreciate you guys jumping on.